The hotel where we stay in Sorrento, there's all the staff are absolutely lovely. It's the Gran Vesuvio Hotel. Staff great, everybody fantastic. There's two in particular that, well, there's several. No, it's unfair to say these two stand out. But the day before I was coming home, there's a lad called Gaetano, Italian lad, good looking lad, honestly. He's a good looking lad, great personality too. Every morning, go in the restaurant and he'd fist bump you. You know, how are you this morning? Lovely lad. And a girl, Valentina. Both of them came to me the day before I was coming home and said, "You look sad." Well, yes, honestly, I am sad. I don't watch the news anymore. I try not to, but I am active on social media, obviously, for my YouTube channel. And reading the social media posts was you know, kind of heartbreaking to see how Britain is these days and to how it used to be. And even the Italians couldn't understand it. That was the thing. The Italian people were saying, what's going on in England? What's going on in the UK? So, yeah, why are you looking so sad? I'm looking sad because I'm having to go back to the UK. And if somebody said that to me, I would say, well, if you don't like the UK, you know, piss off. That would be my standard answer. And I find myself now being disappointed with the UK, especially the government. I just think they're a disgrace. I just haven't got the words, to be honest, to describe them. Not on my YouTube channel anyway, without getting banned. Then I look at the other people. You know, I look at the government, and I think the government is terrible. And then I look at the EV shills, and I just think, you know, people used to do jobs for the love of it, not the money. Now it's just the money. But, you know, there's a saying that if you find a job you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. I actually like doing this. And while I was on holiday in Sorrento, people were saying, you know, only the nasty ones, only the horrible people were saying, oh, he's wasting his holiday moaning about electric vehicles. I like doing it. I needed to keep out the sun. I like doing it. Just off camera, I had a pint of beer, and the beer is beautiful there. Again, Italian beer, you know, Italian beer, Italian fashion, Italian cars. You can't beat it. So all those people that were saying, you know, what a sad man doing this on holiday. Trust me, I'm sad now when I'm back in the UK. While I was on holiday, I was as happy as anything. So, you know, don't make yourself look silly. People who say things about electric vehicles that, in my opinion, clearly aren't true, and hopefully I can demonstrate to you that they clearly aren't true. I don't just say stuff, I back it up with evidence. I was coming home, of course, what does it say on the plane? What does it say as you're checking in? Lithium devices, lithium battery or charging devices. So no power packs, because power packs keep going up on the plane. Cabin baggage only. So you can smell the smoke and you've got a chance of putting it out. As I've mentioned before, I have a fire safe bag. Everything that's got a lithium battery goes in this fire safe bag, and that goes in my hand luggage. But there's still people saying, oh, you know, EVs are fine, they're safe. They're not. And you just don't know. You don't know which aren't safe. Before I went away, I did a story on a VW ID3 that was listed as a fire risk in VCA. The actual Trading Standards Board got in touch with me after seeing the video and asked for details. I gave him the details. He said a couple of things. I recorded the conversation, and he said he'd get back to me. Unfortunately, he's not. And I have emailed him a couple of times to ask him what the state of affairs is, because I do know that that vehicle Didn't have an MOT, it hadn't had an MOT for ages. There was something very, very, very drastically wrong, life-threatening wrong with the vehicle, and it was returned to BCA and they sold it again. It's now got an MOT, so last night, I came home yesterday, we set off yesterday, 8:30, and was back home here, I don't know, 4:30. And last night, nice quiet night in, I just looked through BCA again, and you see here a Tesla Model 3 Standard Plus Saloon, 57,233 miles, 2019 on 19, 6 years old. It's had 4 owners, because people get fed up with them very quickly. They think they're a great idea, they get them, and then they're not so good. You know, they don't suit your needs. If they do suit your needs, you keep them. But that said, next owner will be the 5th. In 6 years, perhaps less than 6 years. Let's see when it was. You see there it's got a battery health certificate, and it's a big red X on the battery health certificate. 23rd of the 8th, 2019, so it's just 6 years old. What have we got here? No V5. We go to the battery certificate, battery health certificate. Below 50, issue detected. View report. So there's the report, and you'll see there, state of health, big exclamation mark. When was this done? 19th of the 8th, 2025. Battery measurement, safety risk detected, safety risk. During the detailed battery diagnosis with the Avalue flash test, safety concerning anomalies were detected that require immediate inspection. For details, scan the QR code. So again, you can scan the QR code and you'll be able to see this online. Now, another good thing is, I noticed Motor Check, they will be putting the Avalue checks online as well. So that's a good thing. So you'll be able to see the history of your vehicle as and when it's had battery health checks. But we go down here, and this is very, very concerning. Cell voltage. There's a discrepancy of 102 millivolts. And you'll see there, all the rest, all kind of green, all green. And then there's just one red, but it's concerning. That's in an auction. Somebody's going to buy that. This has got a test. If you'd bought that vehicle without a test, which 1 in 10 people apparently are quite happy to do, just goes to show they're not all locked up. But there you go. You'd be getting that vehicle with, let me see, what does it say? It has been determined that there is a discrepancy between the highest and lowest charge cells, as illustrated in the cell voltage table above. This indicates an issue with the battery balancing. Please take your vehicle to a workshop or contact Avalue Customer Management for further assistance. Well, I hope they have better luck contacting Avalue, because I've sent them loads and loads of messages and they've not answered once. I've sent them messages asking specifically what's the best and the worst outcomes for these tests that show the battery temperature sensor is faulty. Never answered, not acknowledged, nothing. No time for them, to be honest. If they're going to do social media posts, make sure it's manned. Don't just put the good stuff out. Be there to answer questions, or don't do it. Don't just put out crap like the other people, the evangelists. They pump out crap, and then you pull them up on it, and they don't answer you. You pull them up on it time and time again. You correct them. You show why you've corrected them. You provide the evidence that they are categorically wrong. No. You report them to the people they work for. And the people they work for, they don't do anything either. So it's just brainwashing. It's just constant information dumping and hoping it will stick, that EVs are this, that and the other, when they're not. They're absolutely not. Don't go off on one, Baz. So there you go. So that's the battery. That's just one in the auction. I've not looked at any others. But here we go. I noticed this the other day while I was on holiday. Overnight fire damages several vehicles at car rental centre, San Diego International Airport. Doesn't say a whole lot. I tried to find a better report on the fire, but nothing really. Authorities found several vehicles on fire next to charging stations. Several vehicles were damaged in a fire Monday night at a rental car facility near San Diego International Airport. According to Harbour Police, the emergency call came in at 11:57 p.m, reporting a fire at the Old Hertz lot near Harbour Drive and Harbour Island Drive. Now the time is important to me because I want to ask you a question. How many of you out there that have got electric cars are still awake at 11:57 p.m? Okay? How many of you would know that your car was on fire, attached to your charger, alongside your house, yards from where your children were sleeping? You're just asking for trouble. You really are asking for trouble. But it doesn't, it's very rare for these EVs. Well, we've also discovered that EV fires are being underreported, especially in the UK. Like my introduction to this video, ask yourself this. If you don't believe that EV fires are being underreported, do you believe other things in the news are being underreported? Specifically, do you believe that we're getting to a state like a third world country where we're only fed certain information? I mean, I saw this thing about the Union Jack while I was away. And while I was in Naples airport, there was a lady in a Union Jack top. Yeah, okay, she wasn't on a ship, Union flag, whatever. And she looked lovely. Nobody there told her to take it off. There's a Union flag flying outside the hotel. There's a Union flag flying in Piazza Tasso, outside all the hotels. There's nobody there ripping them down. The police aren't taking them down like they are here. And I saw several reports about people while I was away, the Union flag being taken down, that hung it up. And when we got back, as we're driving up the motorway, these flags adorned on the motorway bridges. We got back to Preston, and on the main road, Leyland Road through Preston, these flags on every lamppost. There is going to be trouble in the UK. Trust me, there is. Do you see that in the news? EV fires. EV fires don't happen very often. Linden's Alaska Marine Lines suspends EV FEV transport over lithium-ion battery risks. The fire hazards and potential toxic runaway fire risks posed by lithium-ion batteries continue to place a heavy burden on the shipping industry. Following Matson, Alaska Marine Lines, a subsidiary of Linden, has become the latest shipping company to announce the suspension of electric vehicle, EVs and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, FEVs, transport due to a significant increase in safety risks associated with such transport. Significant increase in safety risks. Currently, Alaska Marine Lines operate a key freight barge service that runs through Alaska and extends to Hawaii. It is not only a key link for commercial freight transportation, but also provides a necessary channel for Alaskan residents to transport goods or ship items from the 48 contiguous states. In mid-August, Alaska Marine Lines issued a statement to its customers saying, although we have previously shipped EVs and FEVs, the increased complexity and fire risk associated with shipping large lithium-ion batteries on vessels at sea has caused us to reevaluate how to best keep our employees and equipment safe. While issues with lithium-ion batteries are infrequent, the inability to extinguish or contain this type of fire, especially while at sea, can lead to catastrophic results. We will continue to reassess our ability to safely ship these vehicles as industry standards and safety procedures improve. I'll not do the rest, but you can see the gist of that. While I was on holiday, at the side of the hotel, there's a one floor at the bottom parking garage, and then the hotel starts. It's on stilts. And as soon as I got there, I checked to make sure there was no vehicles charging under there. Because honestly, I wouldn't have been able to sleep. It's that bad. All those people in that hotel, and all you need is one of these things to go up charging, and it's happening more and more frequently. EV ban at Ho Chi Minh City condo building sparks backlash, exposes regulatory gap amid greener transport push. A condo building in Ho Chi Minh City has barred electric vehicles from parking in its basement over fire safety concerns, triggering a public backlash and highlighting regulatory gaps as Vietnam accelerates its push for greener transport. The management board of Tan Phuoc condo building in Tan Son Ward, previously part of Old District 11 before a recent administrative reorganisation, issued a notice on July 23rd instructing its parking operator not to accept electric bicycles, motorbikes or cars in the underground garage. The board cited fire safety concerns related to specific risks of battery systems, accumulators and improper charging practices as the reason for the ban. Residents said the prohibition has created difficulties for those who have already switched to electric vehicles. Well, you know, it doesn't create as many difficulties as it does when the apartment block's on fire. Residents said the prohibition has created difficulties for those who have already switched to electric vehicles. I bought an electric motorbike legally and with full insurance. Now I'm told I can't park it in my own building, complained Huang Min, a resident. Critics argue the restrictions goes against the government push to reduce emissions by encouraging electric vehicle use. Vietnam is accelerating its push for greener transport, aiming to phase out fossil fuel vehicles by 2050 under a national energy transition strategy approved by the Prime Minister in 2022. The country is planning pilot programs to replace gasoline-powered motorbikes with electric vehicles in major cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Well, how's that going for you? Also, several of my subscribers sent me this story on the barge fire, electric barge fire. And because the video was taken from quite a way away, I couldn't find any confirmation, so I didn't really mention it much because I didn't know for sure. And I don't want to post misinformation on this channel, so I've waited and waited, and apparently, so I haven't reported on it, but following a recent, this is Northamptonshire. Oh yeah, it's not an electric boat. He's got a diesel Land Rover parked on the back of that boat. You just can't see it for all that toxic smoke. So Northamptonshire Fire and Rescue Service, but you know, they're big on misinformation. Following a recent incident at Gayton Marina, Northamptonshire Fire and Rescue Service is reminding people of the potential fire risks that lithium-ion batteries can present. Crews were called to the marina on the morning of August 5th to tackle a fire that had engulfed the cabin of a canal boat. Just moments before they were ready to start tackling the flames, the boat exploded. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries and crews were able to extinguish the fire. So I'm assuming from no serious injuries, there were injuries. The boat was fitted with lithium iron phosphate batteries, Life PO4 batteries, which are larger batteries typically used to power electric vehicles. An investigation remains ongoing to determine what happened to the batteries to start the fire. Area Manager Neil Sadler of Northamptonshire Fire and Rescue Service said, lithium-ion batteries come in all shapes and sizes and are used in everyday items we all own. So we want to remind people of the hazards they can sometimes pose. If they overheat or are punctured, crushed or overcharged, then they can release a flammable vapour which can ignite, burn or in some cases explode. Although we believe the fire was started by the batteries on this occasion, we do not know precisely why, and we are working with the owners of Gayton Marina while investigations continue to fully understand what happened. We want to ensure people follow the appropriate safety advice to mitigate any risks that lithium-ion batteries can pose in products we use every day, such as mobile phones, electric cars, charging devices and tools. The main advice is for people not to put these batteries in the bin. Make sure you take them to your local household recycling centre so that the staff there can dispose of them safely. Obviously, this boat set fire because Somebody has put their mobile phone in the bin. I will repeat my warning. In the description of all my videos, I have an Octopus Energy affiliate link. If you change your energy supplier, I will get £50 and you will get £50. If you are going to charge your vehicle overnight, your EV overnight, they do, Chandler, they do very good overnight charging rates. Please don't do it to save the money. Think about your family. Don't think about saving money. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.